Hello and welcome to the EBike channel. Today, we're going to be reviewing the brand new ENGWE X24 e-bike. This is ENGWE's most recent release. This is a powerful and versatile electric bike that is perfect for off-road riding, commuting, and everything in between. This is my third ENGWE bicycle, and I am excited to share my thoughts with you, so let's get started. This bike arrived really nicely packed, and assembly was a breeze, as you can see in my step-by-step assembling video here. Once the bike is assembled, what really catches your eye is the design and finish of the aluminum frame. The welds are all smoothed out, giving the impression of a seamless frame without any welds. The X, formed by the rear suspension, completes the design. Now, let's talk about the suspension on this bad boy. Folding this bike is simple, but it won't become super compact. Still, it's handy for car transport. The ENGWE X24 e-bike. This thing rolls with a triple rear suspension setup, and it's a sight to behold. We're talking two motorcycle-style air shocks in the back and a nifty little central bicycle-style oil damper. The rear shocks are truly eye-catching and add to the bike's aggressive appearance. You can tweak them by turning that central spring or messing around with the air pressure. But here's the scoop, folks. While I'm all about the killer looks they bring to the bike, for my riding style, they're a tad on the stiff side. Even with the resistance dialed down to the minimum, you still gotta hit some pretty serious bumps to really feel those shocks kick in. Now, let's switch gears and talk about the front suspension. This thing is quite good. It's got not one, but two adjustments. One for preload and another for locking or unlocking the suspension. And the travel? You're looking at around 8 centimeters of pure cushioning. Combine that front suspension with those chunky fat tires, and you've got yourself a ride that's not just comfortable, but seriously stable. This baby comes with not one, but two removable batteries. Inside the seat post, there's a 48 volts 19.2 amp hour battery, and within the frame, there's another 48 volts 10 amp hour battery, totaling an impressive 29.2 amp hour. That's enough juice to take you on some seriously epic journeys. During my tests, I was cruising in pedal assist levels 3 and 4, and guess what? I managed to cover a whopping 122 kilometers on a single charge. I mean, that's seriously impressive. And if you switch over to eco mode and put in some pedal power, you'll probably go even further. The use of both batteries is quite intriguing. You can ride with both of them activated or with just one. I'm not entirely certain if the second one charges the first when both are active, but when they are both in use, the display shows the combined total of both batteries. Charging these batteries is a breeze. You can either plug in the charger to the ports or pop out the batteries and charge them wherever suits you best. Now, removing that central battery is a piece of cake. Just fold the frame, unlock it with the key they provide, slide the battery out, and you're good to go. The second battery isn't too tricky either. All you have to do is disconnect the external cable, release the band lock, and pull the battery upward. It's a bit more of a challenge, but hey, totally doable. And what if your batteries run dry? No worries. Thanks to the Shimano Tourney TX800 8-speed gearing and the bike's ergonomic frame, pedaling the X24 without electric assistance feels like pedaling a regular, albeit slightly heavier, bicycle. So, no excuses for not making it home. This isn't your average-sized or lightweight bike, no siree. It tips the scales at a total of 42 kilograms, so tackling stairs with it is way easier when you've got a buddy lending a hand. And get this, it can handle a maximum weight of 150 kilograms. Now, I gave that rear seat a shot, and let me tell you, the bike's got enough oomph to carry a second passenger, but it's not exactly the comfiest spot to be in. There's no foot support, and honestly, I think it's more for the looks than practicality. But hey, You can pop it off and use the rack for your gear. Now, to move all that weight, you need a powerful motor. This bike comes equipped with a rear motor boasting 750 watts and a torque of 70 Newton meters, with peaks hitting 1000 watts. Now, I know those numbers might seem a bit intimidating, so let me break it down based on my experience with this bike. The motor is seriously strong, no doubt about it. On my initial rides, I was a tad disappointed because, despite all that muscle, the bike wasn't exactly lightning fast, even on level 5 of assistance. But here's the twist. I dug into the manual and found out there are 3 power levels: Eco, Normal, and Sport. Once I switched over to Sport mode, the bike transformed. The power level changes across all assistance levels, and this baby can hit 50 kilometers per hour without breaking a sweat. It's seriously quick, but here's the catch. Sport mode only lasts for 3 minutes before it automatically reverts to normal. After 10 minutes, you can reactivate Sport mode. Now, I'm not entirely sure why this is the case. Maybe to prevent overheating, but it wasn't exactly my cup of tea. Whether you're in normal or eco mode, the motor's got enough grunt to tackle small hills and urban inclines. And let me tell you, throughout a month of riding this bike, I didn't encounter any overheating issues, and the motor runs pretty darn quiet. Alright folks, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of this ENGWE X24's display. First things first, that colorful display is seriously bright and easy to read, even on the sunniest of days. Now, to take control of all the bike's functions on this display, you've got this handy little controller fixed on the left side of the handlebars. It's discreet, but oh so functional. To fire up the bike, just hold down that left button for a few seconds. The upper and lower buttons adjust your assistance levels, and the central button switches between power modes: Normal, Eco, and Sport. Now, that right button, it's the one for toggling the integrated lights on and off. And here's the cool part. There's a light sensor that'll do it automatically. How convenient is that? The display itself shows you all the crucial info you need: your current speed, battery levels, distance covered, max speed, and more. You can also tweak a bunch of bike functions on the display, but I won't get into the nitty-gritty in this video. However, one thing caught my eye. You can activate cruise control mode, but here's the kicker. It doesn't actually activate during your ride. I reached out to Engwe's support, and they confirmed that this bike doesn't come with cruise control. A bit of a bummer. It could have been a great addition. Let's talk about those lights. The front and rear lights are super bright, and as I mentioned earlier, they're automatic. Plus, they've got brake lights, just like on motorcycles. In fact, at the back, there are 2 brake lights. When that second battery kicks in, there are brake lights under the seat. And don't even get me started on those 24-inch by 4-inch aluminum wheels. They're seriously impressive. The Chaoyang all-terrain tires have fantastic grip and make a unique sound at high speeds. Now, despite being marketed as an electric mountain bike and perfect for off-road adventures, it doesn't come with mudguards. But don't worry, they can be easily installed if you find them necessary. Alright, let's talk about the handlebars. They measure in at a sweet 73 centimeters, just the right size for me. Plus, they come with leather grips that are not only incredibly comfortable, but also look and feel high quality. When we look at the left side of the handlebars, we've got the function controls, the finger throttle with an integrated horn, and the front brake. And over on the right side, you've got the rear brake and the gear shifts. Now, let's talk brakes. These babies are hydraulic and they're seriously efficient. They can bring the bike to a stop in a jiffy. You've got 2 180mm rotors here. It's worth mentioning that while they perform well, they're not from well-known brands. But hey, they get the job done. Before we dive into the pricing details, I want to highlight that this bike comes equipped with excellent components, built to last a long time. We're talking about aluminum pedals, a top-notch handlebar stem, a comfortable ergonomic saddle, robust and durable kickstand, not to mention the well-organized and protected cables. I even took this bike out in the rain, and it didn't bat an eye. No issues whatsoever. The ENGWE X24 is available in two colors, black and gray. At the time of recording this video, the price with free delivery to Europe and the United States was $1,699. However, if you use the code BK42 Engwe X, you'll get a $50 discount. And here's the exciting part. This code is valid for the ENGWE X20, X24, and X26 models. But don't wait around too long, because this promotional code has a short expiration date. Before we wrap up this video, I want to express how genuinely impressed I am with the X24. It's truly worth the investment. Not only does it look fantastic, but it's also incredibly comfortable and a blast to ride. I've been using an Engwe M20 daily, and it's been my favorite bike for the past few months. So, stay tuned, and I'll be back to share my thoughts after 4 months of using this bike. A quick reminder before you purchase this bike. Make sure to check your local legal regulations to avoid any potential issues. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you have any questions, you know what to do. Until next time.